concordance. The Sanhedrin is like this rich field of information and knowledge and Musar and law. We start off talking about courts and judges and witnesses. We spent a lot of time on capital punishment. And then the last chapter is about Olam Haba. It begins by telling us that all of Israel has a share in the world to come. That's something that I always felt was a source of comfort. You know, when we learn Pirkei Avot, we start, right? Kol Yisrael yesh lahem chelik le'olam haba. And it was a little surprising to me then, after this beginning of this chapter in Chelik, that we spend the next 20 days talking about all the people that don't get into Olam Haba. And that was, it jarred me a little bit, because, you know, you have this great thing, we're all in Israel, we all have a share in the world to come. And then here are the, many reasons why you may not make it into Olam Haba. Some of this has to do with a debate in the rabbinic, the rabbinic debate over whether you need to do mitzvot or not to do mitzvot in order to merit Olam Haba, right? You would think you have to, but then they go into a discussion about whether a child has a share in the world to come. A child may not have done mitzvot, and yet, so the question is, if a child hasn't done mitzvot yet, do they have a share in the world to come? And a series of different reasons, answers are given. One is that a child, from the moment of conception, has a place in the world to come. This would go back to this idea, I think, of all of Israel has a share in the world to come, because if you're born a Jewish baby, you automatically have a ticket. The Gemara does say if you're a non-Jewish baby or child, you don't have a ticket, and that's we didn't really get to discuss that concept. It's a difficult one, I think, for us, but something for another time. One of the answers of when a child is eligible to go into Olam Haba is when they can say Amen. So the Gemara then goes off into a discussion of the power of Amen, and that's really what the theme here is that I want to leave us with, that the power of Amen. And if you say Amen, that in and of itself can open the gates of Olam Haba to you. And we said it says here, and we'll just read the English, taught in the name of Rabbi Meir. Oh, before I meant to say at the beginning, I want to dedicate this learning to my grandmother, whose yard site is the 6th day of Pesach. For her Meir, I'll do this. Taught in the name of Rabbi Meir, from the moment that a child will say Amen, as it is stated, open the gates of the righteous nation that keeps faithfulness may enter, from Isaiah. Do not read, so they do a wordplay, do not read Shomer Emunim, but Sheomer Amen. And Rabbi Chanina says, what is the meaning of Amen? It's El Melech Ne'aman, God the faithful King. So we learn that if we say Amen with the proper intent, proper understanding, even that little act can open the gates of heaven to us.
Shkoyach.
All right. I have a lot more, but we're running out of time. Hadran alach Masechet Sanhedrin v'hadrach alan da'atan alach Masechet